Boom, boom. Baby, come on. Baby, come on. Bonzi Skullet. Bonzi Skullet. Skullet, Skullet, Skullet.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Let's start right out. Hey, what happened?
All right, welcome, everybody. Nice to see you. Welcome to the program. My name is Dean. We have a full slate today. Busy day. And this day is all days, brought to you by our friends at Easy Auto Financial. Easy Auto Financial, getting you a car no matter your credit rating. Turnkey car buying, absolutely free of charge, no obligation. Go to easyautofinancial.ca today. Check them out. If you're looking for a vehicle and you have no financing and your credit sucks, the only place to go, easyautofinancial.ca. Also, hi to our friends at Blue Microphones, the official equipment sponsor of the DeanBlundell.com podcast network. Now 75 podcasts in the network. I think it's like 78, but we haven't added to yet. Anyway, long story short, they are us and you are them. If you do gaming, podcasting, streaming, what have you, Blue Microphones, go to bluemic.com or at Blue Microphones on Twitter. Also, Ed's Fine Imports and his Gitch man-made underwear for the man. Luxury branded underwear, boxer briefs with the pouch in the front. Go to edsfineimports.com. Check him out today. He'll send you a free pair for free when you buy 3 pairs with promo code GITCH3. Ed's Fine Imports, clothing for men and boys. Also, Domination.com. Domination is our AI software partner, production software partner. And if you produce content, you want to produce promos that take minutes instead of hours, like 70 of them from one file, go to dmntn.com. Check them out today. So there you go. There you have it. We are all set and ready to go. Ladies and gentlemen, let's introduce the group today. Lachlan Cross, 95.7 Cruise FM in Edmonton, host of the Locker Room. He is here. You can find him at Lachlan Cross on Twitter. Thank you for being here. Bonzi, who is clean shaven. We'll get to the former Skullet in just a second. Traveling through the United States because he's going through a midlife crisis. He's almost on the other side of it. Not quite. That's why he looks the way he does. Please say hello to my friend at Bonzi Live on Twitter or Tripping with Bonzi on YouTube.
One
and
of
of
my
course, a friend
favorites.
of ours. One of the kings, Big Chris, ladies and gentlemen. This is our friend Chris. He hosts the Big Chris podcast, and he is from Barrie, Ontario. He's also the morning show host at B101. Is that it? Or is it Big 101? What's it called?
Big 101, yeah.
Big 101.
They named the station after me.
Is that a chorus thing?
Dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Big
I was
101,
in the
morning show
chorus
host.
chain for a bit. I remember. I think after I left Power in Winnipeg, I think they tried to name Power Big for like a cup of coffee or something like that.
Yeah, it was about a 9 to 10 month thing. Yeah, that was the same time they started this one here too.
And you kind of stuck. It's stuck, right? Like it's an adult hits thing, or was something like an adult hits thing.
Yeah, it's a classic hits, 80s, 90s, whatever.
Yeah. I remember it didn't go over well in Winnipeg, but I mean they were changing the heritage brand, right?
You know what happens too is that when you name a radio station Big FM, not a lot of people know what the fuck you're talking about. Like, what is that? Big FM. What are we talking
Well,
about?
I just assume that
things?
everybody on the station has a large cock, right? So
it's true. It's true. It's
The
true.
Evaluations are brutal.
Are they?
How is Big 101? That's where I got my chops started, bud. And now you're there. We kind of joked that you said that I started there and you may end there.
It's possible. Thanks for reminding me.
thanks for throwing that out there, Bonzi.
Yeah,
I had a conversation with a buddy of mine last week. He's in radio, and he called me about some digital stuff, and I said, "Hey, man, how you doing?" He's like, "Have you been in radio in the past 5 to 7 years?" I go, "No."
How's it going?
It sucks ass. Like I fucking hate every second of it. It's unbelievable. It's why I'm calling you.
Job.
I know you do.
Yeah. I hear those stories all the time, and I feel bad for people because I think there's a potential to be in a situation where you hate what you do. But man, I fucking love getting up every morning, and I missed work today, which is ironic because I started radio in 1994, and I can literally, I need one hand to count how many days I've missed being sick in radio. And so everyone's a little bit twitchy about the COVID thing and being sick and going into work, which I get. I'm not complaining. And so last night at about midnight, I woke up and I had this cough, and I could still feel it, and I was like, it kept me up, and it wouldn't quit, and I blah 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 blah, and then I was like, my throat's really sore too. And I came downstairs to get away from the wife because I'm like, I'm going to be keeping her up all night. I couldn't stop coughing. And then I went on the computer and I'm like, I better fucking look this up. And so I went on and it's on the COVID page. It's like, if you've got like an aggressive cough that won't quit, that's one of the symptoms. And also if you got a sore throat, I don't have anything else. I don't have a fever. I mean, I've been vaxxed 3 times. We don't need to explain that. But I had the AstraZeneca. Now I've got the 2 Pfizers because we're planning on traveling. I guess I could have explained that just like I did in seconds. And no real problems with the shots. And then so I went on and I booked online an appointment to get COVID tested. And I just sent the boss a note going, I don't think I should fucking come in tomorrow. I got an appointment to get tested this morning at the Expo Center in Edmonton. If people know where that is, it's a massive building here in Edmonton, and they've been doing a lot of the COVID, the AHS shit through that building. And I left the house about 9. You go through pretty quick, like it zips you through. And I had the COVID test, and now I'm waiting. They said 1 to 3 days. Man, I can't fucking believe how many people were down there. There was hundreds of people getting tested. Now, I know not everybody down there is going to end up having COVID, but man, and there's hundreds of people in this massive building that are there to doing the testing, and they've got everything. It's quite a slick operation, right? I mean, we shit all over our medical system. It's worth pointing out that they're doing a really good job on that side of things, right? I mean, we put a face on these fucking things with the COVID, with the Kenny situation and all that. Now, I'm not going to miss work tomorrow because the boss is going to bring a tie line kit, and I'm going to patch in until I get a negative test. I won't go into work, but just being safe, right? Yeah. So yes,
well, let me,
Sean,
and let me ask. Yeah. So people are asking a couple questions. Number one, are you double vaxxed? You're triple vaxxed, as you pointed out, because of travel rules in certain countries not accepting AZ. You went back and got your third Pfizer shot, so now you've got 2 Pfizers, which means you're good to go to travel and serve. It was just a really fucking smart thing to do. It's not that you were scared or freaked out or any of that stuff. It's just what you did. But I want to go back to you wake up, you're feeling like shit, you're coughing, you WebMD it, which is a fucking terrible thing people do.
I just went.
I'm gonna fucking die.
No. I just went to the COVID site, the AHS site. And just to see what it says about a cough and whatnot, right? Like,
so it tells you you've got a cough. You make an appointment. You go down to this place, and first of all, are you shocked by how many people are down there wondering if they have this illness? Like, did that open your eyes a bit?
I was very shocked. I've done the test before. I think I've done 2 tests. We had somebody at work got it, so we all had to get tested. And I did it in St. Albert, just like in a parking lot where you pull up and there's ATCO trailers out, in this parking lot, and then they phone you and you walk in and they give you the swab, and then you head home. But this is like the Expo Center is like they like herd everybody in and everyone's spaced out, but man, there were hundreds of people. And the reason why I went to the Expo Center is because it was the one place that was giving me an option to go in and get tested this morning because I want to get the results back as soon as I can. And I honestly think I have a cold. It's just the world that we live in right now is, and I'm working with other people in a building with other people. I just want to make doubly sure that I'm sure I just caught a cold, but it would be nice to get the results back saying, COVID negative, and and then I can go back into work. And
what a fucking novel idea that you just talked about. Like, novel idea. that you're worried about. Did you hear what you said? Worried about other people. So I just want to make sure, right? Like, you didn't go into work today. You decided, you know what? You probably have a cold. By the way, there's these stunning nasal colds that are going around that haven't been around for years because everybody's been inside, right? So that might be what you have. Who knows? But at the very least, Bonds, are you taking notes from Lachlan here? Are you taking notes about, at night,
maybe
at midnight, he starts feeling sick. And you know what he does? I'll tell you what he does. He's proactive. He's proactive for everybody else. He goes out and says, fuck, I'm going to be uncomfortable this morning. I'm going to miss a day of work this morning. I'm going to go get a swab in my nose and find out what the fuck it is. Right? I got you, Bonzi. I already turned you up.
Yeah. And the one thing that's really bothering me is I have been taking ivermectin 2-3 times a day. I've been pounding this paste on a cracker. I'm almost out of Triscuit. Like, I'm going to have to call Uber Eats to go to the Sobeys to get me another box of Triscuits, and I just can't believe I'm not sick. Because I mean, the My Pillow guy told me if I take this ivermectin every day, not only will I avoid COVID, I will also not get the common cold. So I'm pissed. To be honest, I'm angry. Maybe I got the wrong batch. Maybe I'll try the carrot flavored ivermectin next time.
They have apple.
The apple one.
Did you know they have apple?
Yes.
Fuck, that's unbelievable. And that's kind of the other thing that this does, right? Like, everybody that gets sick who's been vaccinated that gets a cold is like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, there's this mental game that gets played. Like, you did everything that you were supposed to do. You're triple vaxxed, for fuck's sakes. Like, you did that and then some, right? Yeah. And it's still like, it's probably just a cold. You don't have, like, the other thing that comes with COVID, because I've seen it, is you get incredibly fucking tired, like exhausted. You're sleeping for 15, 16 hours a day.
I'm not bad. I don't feel that. I feel okay, like, in that department. I slept pretty hard after I went back to bed because I chugged a bunch of Buckleys, and then that knocked me out. And then I got up, had eggs, and went to the fucking thing. So I feel fine. I don't feel overly tired. So
just
I
in your
know,
face and your chest.
Like, I remember Brent talking about that being one thing for COVID with him. Brent from the Kids on the Escalator podcast, he was saying, man, he was out, like, knocked fucking out.
Yeah,
from tired, couldn't function, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like
Wade said you might have a sore. Wade said you might have a sore throat from all the Triscuits and the ivermectin. But
thanks, Wade.
Especially the pepper Triscuits, like the pepper covered Triscuits. Those can hurt your throat. It's a little spicy back there.
They are good.
I'm just glad you're okay. Yeah, fucking what a warrior too.
I'm fine. I don't like missing work because that means James has to do Jimmy has to do sports and weather, and that's a painful thing. I'm going to lose an audience, but I'll be back tomorrow, live from my basement. I've sequestered myself from the wife and the dog. She left a plate of muffins for me and the cut up.
Boy, I saw you have a muffin before,
nice.
So you're not going to leave the basement for a while. You're stuck in the basement. You have a bunch of beer down there. I'm sure you're going to be just fine. Just fine.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I
the other
should
part.
do. Pound fucking
drink
beer
more
today.
Yeah, it'll make you feel better.
Well, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're
tomorrow,
right.
and I'm glad I didn't get a chance to miss broadcasting today on the old Dean Blundell Podcast Network. Everybody,
that's right.
Thanks for tuning in.
I'm also glad you didn't listen to Doug Ford's daughter. Did you guys see this video that came out today? She put it.
Somebody tagged me in it on Twitter, and I saw it this morning. And Jesus, she's an idiot, eh? Like, and they actually wanted us to talk about it on the pod today.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we've had a lot of requests for it, people asking us for the video. We put it out. You can get it at deanblundell.com. There's a whole story on it. But this is the same daughter that was in a video talking. Remember when she did that video about her hair and how cute she looked? And then she was like, I'm not going to get vaccinated. And she had the little pamphlet and she held it up. And she's like, all this stuff is a lie, telling us to get vaccinated. Do you remember that? She doubled down yesterday. The good news is that she did the entire video on a treadmill. It looks like she's wearing not a very supportive bra. So there's that. But the other part, of this,
super.
Not for her. Not overly dangerous. If it was one of the other more well-endowed Ford daughters, probably. But at the same time, it is fucking amazing to me that the sitting premier of this province has kids that are allowed to have this opinion. I want you to listen very carefully. She goes after the... Yeah, he's got some terrible sperm, as you'll see by the video. I want you to listen and watch. This is incredible. And then I want to get your thoughts on it. It's 2 minutes of pure, unadulterated QAnon insanity.
As we could have all expected, the Liberal government won last night with a minority government just wasting our tax dollars like they absolutely love to do and stripping our freedoms away one day at a time. So just remember to go and thank a Liberal when we go down the New World Order. And while we're at it, I might as well start talking about the CV. Does anyone question why the government does not want to release any of their research? Is anyone questioning why Israel their studies are finding that natural immunity is 13 to plus times more effective than the V's? Is anyone questioning that, or are you just going to line up and get your booster shots in 3 months? Anyone do their research yesterday when I posted the New York Times independent studies that showed that in September of 2020, when very few people had the V in their system, that deaths were actually lower than in September of 2021, when apparently a very large portion of the global population has been double dosed. Is anyone asking any questions? Why aren't we asking questions? Why are more people dying now? Is it because the strain is really that more deadly? Because all of the research behind the strains show that they're more contagious, but they're not as deadly. Guys, start asking questions. I know many of my friends took their two and done, and I respect that, but you have to start asking questions now. Why are the two and done people stuck in a different country because they tested positive for CV? Isn't the V supposed to prevent you from getting CV in the first place? And even if you do test positive, what is the benefit of taking the V if you still need to quarantine in that country because you've tested positive? Where's the benefit for the people who did do their 2 shots, they did listen to the government, and now they're stuck in a different country because they tested positive? That puts them in a no different spot than me, who I'm not following the rules of doing this. So what's the benefit? What's the benefit if you can't travel, if you happen to test positive, you can't even come home?
I
have that
really
video,
wish she was
on
in
mute
Alberta. Yeah, I really wish she was in Alberta because
I
my
need some new,
ivermectin
material.
sales would go way up.
Sounds like she's been doing a lot of her own research.
Yeah,
You know,
In the lab?
Yeah.
In the lab.
a lot
The
of work,
bathroom lab?
a lot of work
Yeah.
going on there.
You know what?
That's
Though,
the
I
thing.
didn't hear a word she said.
Well, no, surprise. But what she basically was saying is she thanked the Liberals. Let me just summarize it. This is the daughter of the premier who puts these out all the time, rails against the vaccine. You know, that's why he's anti-vax. All the 4 daughters are. And here's the catch. They all went to, last week, they were all in the States for one of the daughters' weddings, and all of them were unvaccinated. And then they came back. Like, fuck. I mean, and the whole time they were gone, didn't tell anybody, and put out these series of videos she recorded in one day saying, happy Passover, happy Tim Hortons Smile Cookie Day, happy this day, happy that day, all in the same suit because he's a fucking idiot. Anyway, that's a whole other story. But the funny part about this for me is that that with her dad, who's running the vaccine response in this fucking province, she's there saying it's all bullshit. That's what she's saying. She's saying, listen, I don't understand why people who got the vaccine are getting infected. Well, that's because you're a fucking moron and you don't understand anything about the Delta variant, and you know it is vaccine resistant in a lot of cases. It just prevents you, the vaccine, from dying or going to the fucking hospital, like in 98% of cases. So everything she said there was bullshit, but she somehow tied it back into this fucking New World Order. Have you guys been hearing more about this New World Order that's coming through? Do you guys know what it is?
QAnon.
What is it?
Is
that QAnon? So she's full on QAnon.
It's the 2031 thing, and that there's a group of people that are I read a bunch about it when I first started hearing about it, but 2031's the date, and it's I don't know
For
who's
what?
taking over.
It's built
For the New World Order?
Yeah, whenever. But Chris, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, the whole Bill Gates thing. He's trying to get the population down, and they're trying to make people go sterile with the vaccine. It's a whole conspiracy. Like it's QAnon, but it's not. It's its own thing too, I think. And yeah, again, like Locke, like you, I've only read about it not recently, so it's kind of a little blurry.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. It is. That's a little bit misleading. The QAnon thing. There were some commonalities between QAnon and the New World Order, but it does tie to the plan that the United Nations has for global domination, and they're gonna. Well, I guess,
and there is one thing that I found interesting though is that they said that like there's going to be a commonality of the term "build back better," and they said just watch, it's the credo of the movement or the whatever, the conspirators, right? But you'll notice that "build back better" was on the slogan, or was one of the campaign slogans for Joe Biden. "Build back better" was Justin Trudeau. And I believe the French, don't quote me.
Macron, yeah.
I think Macron, I think he had the same, or someone over in Europe anyways, at least used the same thing too, "build back better." And I was like, that is interesting though, when I read that and then I saw that amongst these 3 or 4 candidates. I mean, that doesn't necessarily make the entire thing real, but I was like, okay, well, there's something that actually came true.
Well, there's always these little nuggets that they can hang their hats on, right? And then they just build from that, and it's I've kind of gotten to a point where I don't argue with people anymore, right? Like if I see a video like that anymore, it doesn't trigger me anymore because you can't fix that. There's absolutely nothing I can do or say, or nothing we can do or say on this podcast to change that person's opinion, right? So it's definitely frustrating. But it's a little bit like I feel a little less angst since I've kind of given up. Like I see other people do it. I see Dean doing this all the time. Dean will fight with people on Twitter, not so much fight, but just sort of poke back at the bear. And I catch myself every once in a while. I did it this morning because I made a comment. I sent out a tweet earlier when I was standing in line at this fucking expo center to get COVID tested. I'm like, how do people think that this is fake? I mean, this is a huge ruse that we've built this whole infrastructure behind testing all of this, and all these people have been duped into thinking that this isn't. There's people out there that don't think that this
80% of us. Dude, that's the thing that fucking gets me, is that none of these people do math. And if they did math or understood conditional probability, they'd be like, wait a second, maybe that's not what's going on. So Bill Gates and Q are trying to kill, or this secret cabal trying to kill 80% of the smartest people in the world, and they want to be left with all the trailer pigs that believe all the other bullshit.
Well,
that is incredible.
Yeah.
Like
every
like 98% of doctors, 98% of nurses, every academic, every engineer, everybody who understands how shit works is like, we're vaccinated, right? So you take all those people out of the fucking mix in 2 to 3 years, what are you left with? The trailer people society?
Yeah.
Just a fucking group of people that just don't care about getting any better and think that everything's fucking a conspiracy, like everything.
Take it one step further. Let's say there is some truth to the idea that that this vaccine has scrubbed my immunity system, and now that I have a cold, which, by the way, I'm fucking terrified because I've never had a fucking cold before. Of course I've had a cold before. And I'm now sterile, and I'm gonna fucking die, and the zombie apocalypse is coming, and everybody who hasn't been vaccinated.
Don't you forget about your deadly spike protein jizz that you're shooting all over the place, killing people with. Don't forget about that.
I told you about a guy that we know, that I know. I've spent time in a room with this individual talking. He still won't talk to his parents because they got the vaccine, and his like 27-year-old dog died, and he thinks his parents killed the dog by getting the vaccine, and the spike proteins killed it.
You guys think I'm fucked
You
up?
can't make this shit up.
That's
Come
shocking.
on.
Can you imagine?
That guy also has been talking about this camp that's being set up just outside of Edmonton, where all of the people that are unvaccinated are supposed to meet in the next couple of months to wait out this zombie apocalypse. And this guy is not kidding.
Yeah.
Like,
have a good time.
And the only thing about that guy is he's vegan, so I don't think he's been feeding his brain properly. So something's going on, like more there. But let's just say they're right. Just for a moment, let's entertain the idea that there is this global plan,
conspiracy
to depopulate the planet to the point where it's now controllable, and we're not going to have to worry about climate change. And Biden's behind it, and Justin Trudeau, Biden's behind it. The guy's 108. He doesn't even, they got to tell him where he is every morning. Okay, Justin Trudeau, that's a fucking guy we're going to put in charge of the fucking global, extermination. Go to a rally. The guys that that are at the rallies that aren't vaccinated.
Yeah.
Look around at that group.
It is not a group that. Oh, that's who's saving us. That's who's saving us. That's the thing.
That's our plan to further mankind. I mean, come on.
I heard it. I saw this great thing the other day. You know who has the toughest job in the world? Is Biden's the person who has to do the sign language for Joe Biden every day at his press conferences.
Yeah.
How do you sign mumble?
I don't know.
Biden's not that bad. I'm just kidding.
I don't know. Everybody get after Biden. You're just getting after Biden because you live in a trailer park in the United States, and everybody in trailer parks in the United States hates him. That's why you're going after him, because everybody around the campfire at night doing meth is going like this. Fucking Biden.
We had somebody all pissed off at us at work because we don't talk about Biden on the radio show anymore, right? Like, and you fucking shit all over fucking Trump every day. Why not Biden? He's doing an awful job. You should be talking about that on your program. And I went, hey, listen, first off, you can't compare the two, right? Biden doesn't control the news cycle like Trump did. And if I can say anything positive about the fucking man, whether it was good or bad, Trump dominated the news cycle. I don't understand why these people don't get why media outlets talk about these things. We actually had a text the other day. If you guys stop talking about fucking COVID, it would just go away. We are not the reason why COVID exists. Honestly, people.
Fucking unbelievable. People are so stupid.
Imagine Chris going into work and telling your coworker, hey, listen, I know it's a big story right now, but why don't we just stop talking about it?
Yeah.
And then it'll go away. So you're going to stop talking about a global fucking pandemic, right? One that's impacting all of our lives. We've shut down the planet. But if we stop talking about it, which is clearly the problem because media is the reason why this is a fucking thing, it'll just go away. You guys, like, what the fuck? People believe that.
Or they believe that we're in some sort of like the sphere, you know, that movie where what you dream or what you think becomes reality, and that if we just stop talking about it, pretend it doesn't exist, it'll just poof disappear.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah, no big deal.
I actually believe in that, though. I'm kidding.
Well, I was laughing. I was laughing today. Yeah, The Secret. Yeah, they all read The Secret, but they all use The Secret and weaponize The Secret. You haven't read it? Oh, it's like this thing that says in a book. I
can't do it.
It was a book that it says, if you think about money, it'll come your way. If you think about being a CEO, even though you've got the education of a carny, you will be a CEO. Like, that's how fucked the book is. It's unbelievable. And that's where these people are. They're like big secret people, but they're like, oh, fuck, please let science be wrong. Please let thousands of years of science be wrong, because, fuck, we can't go back on it. Like, they are so fucking pot committed, these guys. It's like they're just praying, like holding out for the next Q drop, hoping that Q drop works, hoping that – and you know what? It's funny because it's not just those people that are passing on disinformation, which is really misinformation because they're too dumb to understand the difference. Get a load of this this cover today from the Toronto Sun. Get a load of this. because today in Ontario is mandate day. It's vaccine mandate day. So today the vaccine mandate takes effect, meaning if you're not double vaxxed, you can't go into a bunch of places. We have a mandate here in Ontario, even though Fordsy didn't want to do it and he put a bunch of exemptions in it. We'll get to that. Did you see this? Papers, please. Do you know where that started? Do you know where Papers, Please started? And they did this intentionally because they're trying to say, hold it, everybody. No, it didn't. This is where it started. Nazi Germany. They used to have a saying called "Show me your papers, please."
Wow.
Right? Same thing.
Wow.
German officers
they were
examining
talking
a man's
about
papers.
the carding in New York. Remember when
No.
police could ask you for your
Black
identification?
Kids, yeah. I mean, that was during the Giuliani years, right? But this is where it came from. And it was funny because I woke up this morning and I saw the headline.
Is it just accidental, or is that what they're actually trying to do?
That's exactly what they're trying to do. The Toronto Sun, to understand this headline, you got to understand the people who work there, who are agents for the Conservative Party of Canada. This is not a fucking newspaper. We've been telling you that the entire year. This is not a newspaper. The editor of this magazine, his name's Adrian Batra. Adrian Batra used to be Rob Ford, the dead Ford, Rob Ford's press secretary when he was the mayor. And she's also very, very, very close friends and an agent on behalf of Doug Ford, who's the premier. Brian Lilly, who started Rebel, works here. Bunch of different people that are anti-vax work here. Joe Warmington. I mean, this is the anti-vax newspaper. And so what they did was
they're all having so much fun, Dean. I mean, they're drinking.
They did was put this out and say, this is a Nazi society we're living in. That's the same thing. That's what this is. And they can sit there and tell you they didn't. And I'm not a fucking you know me, Locke. I'm not a hair trigger guy that goes looking for found racism, right? Or found
you're not.
Nazism or propaganda. I mean, if I see it, I think about it, and then I go, that's bullshit, or no, this is fucking wrong. That is so offside and off-putting to me as someone who's double vaccinated and believes in science and understands that the narrative right now should be all about where are you getting vaccinated and when, right? And someone who understands that the mandate is about risk assessment categories for people. It's not about creating a two-tier society. The people who aren't getting vaccinated are the ones that are forcing us to have a mandate to begin with. And what the Toronto Sun does when it's mandate day, instead of saying, hey, everybody, go get vaccinated. Hey, everybody, we're still in the thick of this. Hey, everybody, the Delta variant's a fucker. They put this up.
Yeah.
A hat nod, like a tip of the cap to Nazi propaganda, trying to tell everybody who reads this piece of shit, this is what the mandate is. It's a Nazi. We live in Nazi Canada.
This is where
now.
It gets interesting for me. And I kind of understand. I don't agree with what they did, and I would like everybody just to go, okay, yes, this is a way back. The vaccine is going to help us get back to normal. This will keep you out of an ICU. You might still get COVID, but it might not kill you now. Okay. I would love that. Right. I would also love that everybody that is anti-vaccine passport, even if you're vaccinated, if you've got a problem with the vaccine passport, to sort of be on side with what it is. This is a way for us to get back to normal, to keep businesses open. But that's not where we're at, Dean. We are going to be dealing with this. No matter how upset it makes everybody on either side, this is going to be politicized. The fact that the vaccine is politicized drives me crazy, and it doesn't make any sense that we've done that. I get the politicization of the vaccine passport. I mean, we've had James on here numerous times saying, man, there's going to be a lot of people. There's going to be pushback to this vaccine passport.
This James?
Yeah.
The guy with the massive marijuana plant in his hand?
And he's not wrong, right? He's not wrong about that. And I think that this is going to be a continued narrative, but not just from the Sun, Dean, but I think it's going to be something we're going to see moving forward, because even if we've justified it in our own minds, I had to show, I golfed yesterday. I had to show proof of vaccination at the golf course to do to play a round of golf outside, and it didn't upset me. I was like, I'm okay with that. That's Bonzi. Why are you so triggered by that?
Because it's outside. It's not like I could see if you're going to maybe a small little place to show your papers or to proof and go play outside and hundreds of acres or whatever it is. That sounds a little ridiculous, no?
Yeah, but why let them off the hook when everybody else? Here's my thing: if we're gonna do it, let's just do it, right?
Yeah.
And they run that golf course. It was their decision to fucking ask people to, because I'm gonna go to the clubhouse and I'm gonna have a fucking plate of wings and a beer after my round. So you know what? It's their choice. I went, oh, okay, yeah, no problem. I got it on my phone and I showed it, right?
Did anybody snap? Did you see anybody go like, fuck you, I'm not showing you nothing?
I haven't seen anybody snap. But if you really boil this down, it is segregation on a certain level. We've said if you haven't got the vaccine, regardless of whether or not what our opinion of that person is, you can't do things like go to restaurants and play golf and watch movies. You can't do this stuff if you haven't got a vaccine passport.
But it's segregation by risk assessment. It's not segregation by skin color. It's not segregation by religion. It's not segregation by job title. It's not segregation by height or weight or whether or not you're left-handed. It is segregation according to risk analysis. That's it. It's like, you know, it's the same thing. Like, how many super fat fucks show up to Wonderland? The biggins. How many biggins show up to Wonderland and it's got a fucking sign on it that says, hey, listen, if you're over 300 lbs, don't go on this ride because A, you're not going to fit, or B, you're not coming off this ride alive. Like, everybody goes, oh, I see that sign. That sign is telling me that it is time for me to get with the objective reality that I'm a biggin. And if I go on that ride, I'm going to fucking die or never come off the ride, or it just won't fit me. I won't be able to get the harness on and all the other stuff. Is unbuilt for me, right? Society, vaccinated society is not built for unvaccinated people in a fucking pandemic. That's all this is. Like, we can take terms like segregation and separation and we can make it look nasty, and the fucking useless Toronto Sun can put up a nod to Nazi Germany and tell
we're gonna
people
see a lot more of this though, Dean.
Oh fuck yeah, I know.
You know what? I love your Biggins Disneyland thing, but I don't know if that's gonna work. I don't know if that's gonna get everybody on board.
It's about someone's health. Go ahead, Chris. Sorry, buddy.
If I can stop everything right there, I have to admit, guys, about a month and a half ago, I actually said "Papers, Please" with a German accent on the air on my radio show in. So
how'd that go over?
I had a meeting with the boss about it.
How did it sound? Can you do it for us?
Papers, please. Show us your papers.
Yeah, show us your papers, please.
And it was when Quebec. It was when Quebec announced that they would be doing the vaccine passport. They were the first province in Canada to announce it, and so I saw that. And even when the Toronto Sun put that out today, Melanie, who you guys know, who has her podcast on the Dean Network and also is my co-host on Big 101. She sent me a text today. Hey, check out the cover of the Sun. You're a trendsetter.
But you know what, though, Chris, I'm twitchy. I'm twitchy about forcing people.
Me too.
Like I was twitchy about the idea of the conversation around forced vaccination. I was twitchy around the vaccine passport. I've come around now, and the reason I've come around is because I'm worried. I didn't think that the fourth wave was going to be as severe as it is.
You're seeing it out there too, right? Like it's hard out there. Like we're
getting beat up, and what I was worried about was that this was also the fourth wave was going to start shutting businesses down again. So I saw this as a way to keep, local businesses going.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, now I'm on board with the vaccination passport, because I feel bad for the companies and organizations that have lost money through this pandemic. And we're losing hundreds of restaurants, man. We did a bit the other day on the show where it was the anniversary of the death of the guy that invented the wiener. So every year we do the wiener toss. So the first one to catch a wiener in his mouth wins. And so we did that. And the loser had to eat breakfast or lunch or dinner at the worst rated restaurant in Edmonton. Do you know how many restaurants we had to go through? Because they were all fucking closed. We finally found all night, all hours pizza in Donair, which Grant, because I won, Grant's going to have to eat there on Friday. But there was like 13 restaurants before we got to that one that's still open, right?
Wow.
Anyway.
Yeah, no, I understand. And listen, guys, I don't have a purple sign on my fucking lawn, and I'm double vaxxed myself. Like, I'm not, you know, and I'm, to be honest, I'm not ready to go out and protest about it, but I had to mention it on the air. I had to mention the comparison. I had to say that like the point that I made was,
Not wrong.
If you don't have a vaccine in a couple of months, if you're not vaccinated, you're not going to have a haircut. You're not going to have new clothes. You know what I mean? You're going to have to go back to the Stone Age, like sewing patches on your jeans. You know what I mean? Like you're going to see visibly in not that long, if this sticks around, this mandate sticks around, you're going to visibly see a different class of society. And that was the point.
We got Amazon. Like, those fucking people don't shop at stores anyway.
I guess so.
You can get shoulder patches and elbow patches on Amazon. You'll be fucking fine.
I got Triscuits being delivered to the door this afternoon.
Nice. Yeah,
like a box.
I never.
Can I just? Sorry, go ahead, Chris.
I didn't think of the Amazon thing. I guess that didn't factor into my argument. But again, I'm only just shooting the breeze. You know, I'm not ready to go out and protest about it.
Well, everybody else is.
Alone,
let me just kind of go. Let me go through the mandate stuff real quick. This is what's happening here in Ontario today. Mask and vaccine passports will be a must in restaurants, bars, gyms, and other indoor settings where masks cannot be worn for the duration. You need original proof of vaccination receipt, your passport, along with another piece of government-issued ID. So you're going to have a government ID and your vaccine receipts. No one's going to print those, right? No fakies. Probably going to be fine. Ontario will not provide proof of vaccination for indoor shopping or dining on outdoor patios. So if you want to shop, you do not need to show someone your vaccine passport. However, the business can actually say vaccine passport, and that takes precedent over this. Movie theaters, nightclubs, bars, any indoor activity will be required, but not malls or retail stores. Any business not required to by law to institute the mandate can institute their own, which we said only legit medical exemptions for those under 12. No mandate for healthcare workers and teachers or employees at all. Yeah. Which is fascinating. Like you look at some of those exemptions and you kind of shake your head, right? Like originally this is what it was supposed to be, and here's the list of exemptions that he's added to the list. If you need to use a washroom in an indoor facility, you do not need to be vaccinated. So there's your out. Hey, I can go in there. I just have to take a shit. That's all you have to say. To pay for an order to access outdoor areas, it can only be accessed through an indoor route. Place to pick up an order, including placing a bet at a horse track. Horse tracks are exempt because he knows people have gambling issues, and Doug Ford's one of his best friends owns the group that owns Woodbine Racetrack here in Ontario. So he made sure to put a horse track in there.
Are you kidding?
No, not at all. To purchase admission anywhere, to make retail purchases anywhere for the purposes of health and safety. Doesn't matter. Weddings and funeral service. This is fucking unbelievable. Rite or ceremony, you are not attending the associated gathering or reception that is in a meeting or event space. Social gatherings associated with funeral services, rite or ceremony, are exempt under the Funeral and Cremation Services Act. Who cares? Doesn't even fucking matter. So at funeral homes, this does not apply. Good thing old people never go to fucking funeral homes for visitations. And people under a certain age, which is pretty simple. But those are the exemptions. So it's like a fucking joke mandate, but at least it's a mandate, and it gives individual businesses, to your point, Locke, to your point, Chris, the power to say fuck you.
There's a lot of holes in the Ontario plan and the Alberta plan. I don't know enough about what they're planning on doing in BC or in what they have been doing for months in Manitoba and in Quebec. But yeah, the obvious holes are being poked at the issues with the vaccination certification program. They desperately do not the the UCP party desperately does not want to call it a vaccine passport because Kenny came out months ago going, I will not institute a passport. Now he's instituting a passport, but then leaving the heavy lifting on the part of the businesses that have to enforce it, which is unfortunate too.
That's the goal, though. There's less work for the government, right? Like, pass it off to the fucking people. Let them fight with each other. Let's create more division. It's fucking incredible.
Oh, it's awful.
It's the same everywhere.
That's part of the reason why probably Chris and to to anybody who is against this point is like this is my printout of my vaccine passport, which is a PDF. Now I'm not a computer genius, but I am pretty sure that with a little bit of spare time on Google, I could find a way to manipulate a PDF file. Fucking idiots. I mean, come on. Like, we were talking about the fact that we went to the football game and we had to show the guy at the gate.
Did he care?
Who works part-time. Not really. He goes,
Yeah,
I'm sorry, you got to
thing.
show me proof of vaccine. And I had taken a picture because these things still weren't available by Saturday. I had taken a picture of it and just had it on my phone, and I showed him, and he went, all right, get in here. And then we talked about it on the air on Monday, and there were guys like, I went to the game. I wasn't vaccinated. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Like,
no one cares.
Yeah.
Dude,
and
this
then
is all you have to
businesses-
do. Like, I've got my passports here. I'm not going to show you the QR code because that would be stupid. There you go. Got them all. Even put them in there twice in some examples because I'm ready. But that's what I'm looking forward to, Locke, to your point, is I'm looking forward to going into a business is having someone go, come on in, and not checking me at all. And then saying, excuse me, do you want to see this or not? And my first experience in a business where they say, no, we don't care. I'm walking out. I'm not staying. I'm not making a mess.
Well,
I'm not going to go fuck you because I know that they're just trying to make some money too. But like, I'm not giving my business to money to a business who doesn't give a shit about human life. I'm just not.
Also an unintended consequence, and I don't need to make this any muddier than I don't want to make it any muddier than it already is. But let's suggest you're a business owner and you have a problem with conflict.
Yeah, you got to hire
right?
a bouncer. You got to get a COVID bouncer, vaccine passport.
Yeah, like
Wow.
right? Like, I mean, I bet you there's businesses out there that aren't anti-vax, anti-passport, anti-establishment that may not want to open up based on the fact that they don't want to have to deal with the yahoos that are going to come to the front door and go, it's my charter of rights and freedoms. I'm allowed in here without a fucking mask and unvaxxed. Fuck you. And like, I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't need that in my life. These people that run these businesses, they're just trying to get by, right? Do they want that? No. So they might be hesitant about doing, enforcing something, a mandate, regardless of whatever you want to fucking call it, from the provincial government or the federal government, that gets them into a disagreement at the front doors of their small business.
Yeah, I can see someone waking up and just being like, well, I could go and open the shop today, but you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to keep driving Uber until this thing, you know what I mean? Like, it's not even worth the headache,
But, and then the other side of the coin, again, Lachlan making it muddier. I know people that are wired like this. I mean, they get up every morning looking for something to be mad about, to be upset about. And they fucking go out of their way to walk out into society, and they're fucking got a scowl on. We all know these people. We see them. We see them out in public all the time. They're just pissed off, and they're just looking for an opportunity to be angry at somebody and to fucking yell at somebody. They're just waiting. Yeah. And those people are probably unvaccinated. Right?
Pike of Terra Nova left a comment here. This is only the beginning of the social credit score shit. I saw a lot of that online yesterday too. Everybody's like, it's what we're doing to China. China's coming up with a social credit score where if you act
Can
like
somebody
a responsible
explain that
citizen,
to me? Because I've heard this before.
Basically, you get a number, and that number gets checked in and out of everywhere you go, and they keep an eye on you and your interactions. If you don't get arrested, you act like a normal citizen. You get back you act like a normal, good human being. You get a social credit score. With that social credit score, you get allowed to do certain things that other people can't. That is true, and that's a communist country, and that's what they're doing. This is not a communist country. This is not what they're doing. So that very suggestion from Pike of Terra Nova, hang on a second, everybody. Guess what I'm doing? Gets blocked. Oh, Terra Nova has been blocked. Because I don't want that here. There's no social credit score. Like the fact that you introduced that. What's that?
Speaking of communism, jeez.
Let's block the
Let's
dick.
block them.
It's a fake name. I mean, if it didn't look like a fake name, I wouldn't block
fake names. I'm out.
No, it's fine.
I block fake names. I block people that say, "Hey, this is the beginning of social credit score. This is the beginning of a new world order." And I mean, I like to talk about. There's a reason why
I'm talking about. That gets up every morning and he's mad, and
looking for a fight.
He's looking for something to be mad about.
Yeah.
But listen, Pike, this is what I tell people, and I don't even offer this to my friends because I've never had anybody help me move. If you're ready to move, I'll come over. I'll box some shit up for you, and we'll pack up the fucking U-Haul. Like, it's time. Like, if you think that Canada is on a path to communism, you need to get out. The sooner the better. You know what? I hear there's raging business in Austin, Texas right now. So
around Backstrip, Texas. Supposed to be beautiful this time of year. We'll help.
Go.
Speaking of Texas, I don't know if anybody noticed, but we had a couple of big, huge developments here at DeanBlundell.com. This was Bonzi last week with the Skullet. In fact, this week, something that he's been embarrassed by for many years. He's a man of tender age, and he's got a receding hairline. He tried to keep the fucking dream alive in the back, but he looked way too rapey to be associated with us without a hat. So what we did was we asked him if he would kindly do something about it, ladies and gentlemen. That is the new Bonzi. He has shaved his head. The Skullet is gone. Congratulations. Congrats.
Thanks, guys. Yeah.
I
do have to thank.
What's that,
I
Chris?
do
Go
have
ahead.
to thank.
Before pics looked like Phil Collins. Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
you did.
Wade agrees with me.
In the air tonight. Yeah.
Do you remember? Remember, don't worry. How could I ever forget it? Yeah, dude. What? Just time? Like, was it us making fun of you again? You made some big life change. First of all, I think you should probably be thanking Lachlan and me for the abuse we've been doling out, which has led to some wonderful life decisions. Number one, you're vaccinated. Number two, you no longer look like you show up to school crosswalks in a white van.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Okay, First of all, I'm still not thrilled
I'm
about
here to
the
let you know
vaccination
that I moved into the neighborhood, and
according to the judge, I'm supposed to tell everybody about what I did and let everybody know.
If your kids see me selling ice cream, tell them not to come over to the truck.
Tell them not. It's just adult ice cream. It's just adult ice cream.
You guys are gonna miss Phil Collins, Bonzi. I'm telling you, you're gonna miss that look.
I don't think so.
I'm okay with this new look, Bonzi. I mean, and I was telling you be you the other night when we were fucking on you big time.
Yeah, but you know why you told him that, dude.
Coverage.
You know why you told him that? You told him that because you wanted him to continue to walk around looking like an out-of-work clown.
Like That's I said, we need content. So
yeah. Well, after what I filmed today, Bald, I think we'll still continue with some pretty gold content. Trust me. But it all started, truth be told, it all started with James DeFiore, your co-host. He was on my show last Friday, and out of the blue, he asked me to take my hat off.
Only four plants.
I've never seen you,
everybody,
without your hat on. So I took it off, and he was just like, he's like, Bonzi, what the hell are you doing? You look like an absolute clown. You look like he called me everything, rapist, terrorist, everything. And
James he doesn't hold back.
No, he doesn't. But that's why I always wore a hat, and I would never let anybody see me without a hat because it looked pretty good from the back, and it was a party back there. But without it, it didn't.
That's the thing. That's the thing is that it never looked good. Like the mullet itself is a terrible idea. But the it's all bad. But the half mullet was a worse idea. And on top of it, like, look at you. You look great. On top of it all, dude, your hair was cutting itself. Like, you're not keeping up with that. And you're not hiding it. It's like you put the hat on to bridge, the front, which was totally bald, and the back, which had a big bushy mullet attached to it. Like at some point, when you meet a human being, you're going to have to take the hat off, right? And when you took the hat off, and when James was honest with you, and listen, James telling anybody what's going on is fucking like the blind leading the more blind. It's the dumbest thing in the world. But at the same time, he did you a favor by treating you like shit when he saw your head.
No, and I thank for, and listen, I knew it was coming sooner or later because of the stuff that's upcoming, and I knew I have to go get headshots done soon, and you can't go get headshots looking like fucking.
What, hold on.
There's
hold
that
on,
actor
hold on.
that
What do you need
James
headshots
posted,
for? Why does this keep happening to us with him?
Don't you worry about it. Yeah, I'll
What do
just
you do?
I'll roll that way on my own. I'm not gonna. We'll just leave it at that. That commercial's coming up soon. We got 100% confirmation on that last night. That's signed, sealed, delivered. So I'm pretty excited about that. We'll be shooting 3 commercials coming up in LA in about 3 months from now.
For what?
I can't say who
Ivermectin?
it's for.
Please tell me it's ivermectin.
Why not? Is it ivermectin?
I'm not. No, it's not ivermectin. It's a worldwide brand, and I'm not obligated
Is it for
or allowed
candy?
to say who it is yet.
Is it for candy? Do they require the mullet for this one?
They do make candy, but they make a plethora of other products. So we'll leave it at that. That's all I can say.
It's a TV commercial. You're going to be in a TV
MLM.
commercial.
Yeah, 3 of them.
You're going to be in a TV
We're
commercial.
filming
3
3 of them.
TV commercials.
Yep.
Like national. Are we going to be able to see it? Bonzi in a television commercial. Okay.
Yep.
That's
They
fucking
are
unbelievable.
starting in
So
Sweden
they didn't,
right now.
and
And then UK, and then USA.
Is it for the
Okay.
flashlight? If we guess it, will you tell us?
No, and you won't guess it though.
There's
I don't
the
think
rest
you'll
of
guess
the
it,
podcast.
but it's big.
All right.
So, and I'm thrilled about it. It's pretty cool,
Amway.
and we'll just
Avon?
see what happens.
No? Rehypnol?
No,
It is some drug, though.
Valtrex.
but anyways, that led.
Is
I
it
knew I had.
Valtrex? Is
James
it the
gave me
herpes
the-
drug? Is it the herpes drug?
James gave me the push I needed to get this done. I'm glad I did it. It was great content. I thanked James after my show last night. We had a big reveal. We shaved it the night before because we had to film it. And thanks for my
vaping
boys
product.
across the
The
street.
vaping product.
And it was
No?
it was a big hit last night on the show and the reveal.
Frozen
So,
corn dogs.
no, thanks to James.
KOA
for the push.
campgrounds? Glassy says it's KOA
Negative.
campgrounds. Are you doing a thing for RVs? Are you getting an RV commercial? No?
Oh, shit. Preparation H. Do they
yeah,
make candy?
that's the
Nope.
one. The Preparation H?
It's
By
a
the way,
worldwide
if-
brand. That's all I can say.
I'll tell you right now, that is an amazing product, Preparation H. I can't tell
I
you
know.
enough about how
Never
Incredible
used it.
stuff.
effective that product is. You've never
Maybe I
used
should
it?
Try it. No, I
it's
should try it
incredible.
though.
Gold
Oh,
box.
Dude,
dude.
if you get a hemorrhoid, next time you get hemorrhoids, eat a whole tube of it, wait a day and see what happens.
All right.
You don't eat it.
Yes, you do.
Thanks.
Old tips.
Yes, you do.
I can't
we had
wait.
we had another. It's not just Bonzi's head reveal today. We have a 4-time gold medal winner with us today. 4-time gold medal winner. Ladies and gentlemen, Big Chris. Big Chris
Fucking
won
Bon
last
Scott of
weekend.
radio right here, ladies and gentlemen.
Look at that.
I love it. Big Chris won
I
4
would.
gold medals at last week's Highland Games in beautiful Coburg, Ontario.
That's right.
You're fucking good.
Tell
at this
us
shit.
about this, Chris. Fuck, he's like one of the best bagpipers in the world.
No,
I don't know if people know that. Yeah, he is. No,
Not
that's what we're saying. So you are. Explain this picture. And by the way, no one looks hotter in a kilt and a full getup than you.
Do
Nobody.
you wear that the way you're supposed to wear it?
No,
Is there boxers under there, or is it
I wear gitch,
legit?
man. I don't. It's called. We say going regimental if you're not wearing any gitch underneath.
Oh, there's a whole saying, is there?
Yeah, oh yeah, we got all sorts of weird sayings. But yeah, let me take you through this. I've been playing
Yeah.
bagpipes since I was 16, and there is like this.
You must have been a huge hit in high school.
It was a small town, right? And so I'd be in the back of pickup trucks. We'd be driving around the high school and throwing water balloons at people while I'm playing the bagpipes in the back of the pickup.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was good times. Anyway,
Badass bagpiper group.
so
Badass.
I've been part of the guild. Well, it's called the Pipers and Pipe Band Society of Ontario, but I've been part of this guild since I was a teenager. And
Fucking awesome.
and
I love this.
there's competitions, there's recitals. It's like a competitive recital. You get up in front of a judge and they give you sheets at the end of it. And if you win, you win. It's great. And it's
So is that what the Highland Games were? Because listen, I've got a clip here. I'm going to play it. This is
I wanna see this.
This is Chris at the Highland Games. You're in here, right? You're in one of
I'm
these.
right in the front there on the front right corner.
Oh, that's you on the left.
yeah, on the
That's
left.
you. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him go. That is fucking impressive.
I love the bagpipes, man. That sound, I don't know what it is, man.
Yeah, it's hot.
It digs right to my soul. I'm not even fucking around.
Reminds me of that scene in Braveheart where William Wallace was running through the running through the fields and he was gonna go kick some ass. It's like, yeah, it gives you the chills.
They will not take our freedom.
Ever. So what is this, Chris?
So this isn't what I won the gold medals for. That was for a solo playing, but this is the Barry pipes and drums, and we got a 4th place that day, which is pretty good. So yeah, it's a group of players here in Barrie, and we practice every week. We work on new tunes, medleys, and coordinating everything. The drum corps.
You do any Katy Perry?
No, it's all. I mean, I think there are some like pop songs you can do on bagpipes, like "Don't Stop Believing" by Journey, and there's some stuff. But we don't.
Do you do this shit on your show? You fucking need to do this on your show.
Yeah, we do. Yeah. On Mondays we do a thing called Bagpipe Heroes. So we play like a song or a cover song like Journey, "Don't Stop Believing," or "Smoke on the Water," Deep Purple, or whatever. A song from our catalog that's done on bagpipes, and people have to call in and guess like what the song is or identify it.
I just want to put this on the table that I don't. Oh, look at the guy judging. He's so fucking serious. None of these guys are a lot of fun, eh? None of the judges. They'd be like boring as fuck.
He's drunk though.
Look at him. Look at him. Guy. He's like, look at that. Look at that piper. The piper with the sock that's 2 inches too low. That's a point deduction. Oh, look at the drummer getting a boner. That's a Highland boner, point deduction. Look at that piper right there. He's short. That's a midget piper reduction point.
So,
like, how do you judge these things?
So
there is a midget piper.
Judged on.
I'll let Jim's know.
In the drum corps, yeah. But no, that we're actually not judged on any of those things. Like, it's all musical judgment. So it's like it's a musical recital. Yeah.
Oh, so you don't get judged if you like have a sock that's low.
No,
or if you pop a Highland boner in the middle of it because you're so stoked.
No, yes. No, one time I forgot my shoes and I wore Blundstones on one time. No points deducted. No, we were fine.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah. No.
So you take this shit seriously. Like what I heard, not only did you win 4 golds individually, he got promoted in the world of bagpiping. There's like a whole fucking hierarchy.
Where are you?
Bagpipers.
Are you rated?
Yeah. So in the guild of bagpipes, the lowest grade would be grade 5, and the highest grade is grade 1. And so I play currently in grade 2. But after that gold medal run, and I'd had some other successful contests that I'd won, like in an online contest earlier in the summer and in the spring. I've been told that I'm going to get upgraded to grade 1, which is the top grade.
That's a big day.
Yeah.
Congrats, man.
Thanks.
Dude, awesome. This is something that is very easy to make fun of, but I honestly think that you should be very proud of this. I fucking love the bagpipes.
I do too. I think it's like a hero's. It's dude, like how the fuck do you even learn how to play? Because I watch guys play it and they're like they're not
Looks
breathing.
Hard.
They're going. They're taking a breath, and the music's still coming out of that fucker. Like that's the thing that I get about bagpiping. I'm like, there's this whole like unnatural timing thing with breaths and arms and shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what's the secret?
The secret is to be one with the bagpipe. No joke. Like it's like if you can get to a point where it's tucked under your arm, the big bag and everything, and when you take a breath, you squeeze a little with your elbow, and then you let out, and then you breathe into the bag, and you're always keeping a steady flow of air. It's
kind of like being a drummer where you got, you're doing different things with different limbs, right? Whereas, so it looks very difficult. I've heard people say that it's one of the harder instruments to learn. Actually.
Yeah, if not I think there's the hurdy-gurdy or something that they say is harder than bagpipes, but it's up there for sure.
What's a hurdy-gurdy? Is it like smaller bagpipes?
No, it's like I don't even know. I just know that Jeff Martin can play it. That's all I know.
Oh, shit. But only when he's on meth.
Yeah.
Did the bagpipes get you laid when you learned to play them at 16?
Well, yeah, I started at 16. Yeah. So
did it get you some girls though? Playing back then?
Yeah, there's like Highland dancers who are out there that are hot. If you want,
I might start playing the bagpipes.
But yeah, and there's a lot of women now that play the bagpipes, but back then not so much in the 80s and 90s. No.
Is it a cutthroat business? Like this secret underground society of bagpipers?
Well, yes, I would say
to get political.
there is an element of cutthroatness to it. Like I remember times when I was a kid too, like a rival pipe band, someone would like accidentally spill water on their bagpipes or something like that, or a drum head would mistakenly pop off or something like that. Nobody had any idea how that had happened.
There's sabotage at these things. There's intentional sabotage at these bagpiping events.
This was a long time ago when I was a kid, but yeah. And I'm not
Like a
saying
movie
that
script.
I'm not saying that I was the saboteur either. I would never
You
do
probably
anything
were.
like that. But no, that was a long time. But now it is competitive in that like you've got 16, 17 people playing for one judge, and like the competitiveness is in terms of your practice, like and the amount of practice that you right? And with the amount of, it depends how competitive you are. It depends how many hours you can put into practice. But that's the savage nature is you've got, rivalries based on the amount of
savage nature. I love that
it is a savage nature, but you get rivalries between players or bands and stuff like that. And it drives you to practice like an insane individual.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like,
Your
where do you
neighbors
even?
hate you.
Yeah, I was going to say,
By
where
the
do
way,
you even
the
practice
AC/DC
bagpipes?
song is it was brought up. It's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. Bon Scott's the only AC/DC song with bagpipes, but Bon Scott was a bagpiper.
Yeah.
He was from Scotland.
Hang on a sec.
I didn't know that. No idea. I had no idea he was a bagpiper.
Can you guys hear
None.
that?
Yeah, a little
I
bit.
think he played harmonica too, actually. If I
Hang on.
Is that are you got the pipe there? You have the bagpipes like handy?
Yeah. Hang on. It's an electric bagpipe.
What?
Yeah.
Have you ever taken that into the bedroom?
Hey, listen. Yeah, that's a great question. Does Mrs. Big Chris ever go, ooh, bring that thing.
Big Chris,
Bring that thing into the bedroom tonight.
Bring the pipes into the bedroom tonight, honey.
No,
That's right. You want to see a piper down.
She actually,
Now the baby was made.
Risky.
she didn't know that I played the pipes when we first started dating. I had taken a long break off of them, right? And
Were you
so
embarrassed to tell her when you did? Like, were you
kind of, yeah.
here's
I
the
pulled
thing.
this giant case out from underneath the bed, and she thought it was a rifle. She's like, "Oh my God, you're a gun owner." And I said, "No, actually, it's a set
No,
of,
it's even better, honey.
yeah." I said, "It's a set of bagpipes." She's like, "That's even worse." Here, how's that? You hear that now?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Feel like doing a jig.
Do bagpipes and harmonicas go together? I'm not asking for it. I'm just asking
That's
if
a
they
tough.
would. Like,
That's
can
a tough call.
No, they don't.
No.
No, the bagpipes have their own unique key that
Because
can't.
Locke's
was
like a
gonna
pro
say-
harmonica player, so it would be cool. We got a pro
You got a man.
bagpiper and pro harmonica guy.
Try it, though.
Throw me
See how it
on,
goes.
throw me on the didgeridoo,
Yeah.
and throw Bonzi on the old skin flute. We're good. We got a band.
Yeah, it's a fucked up band, but it's a band.
Yeah, it is a fucking band. That's why
So
I
do
was
you read-
asking.
do you read
I
music,
can play
Chris?
the drums, but poorly.
Yeah, I can read bagpipe music, which is music. There's only 9 notes on the bagpipe, so the music is like not as difficult to learn in that regard. But I can still read. I can still tell you what's an F on a scale. You know.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I never learned how to read music, but
Yeah.
that's why I just
fucking
play
awesome.
by ear.
Still love it.
Thanks, guys.
Still love the idea
Yeah.
of bagpipes. I really do.
The thing is too, like as soon as I don't know what it is, but I have this sort of, I can't even explain it. I have this visceral
You get
kinda
moved.
reaction.
You get
to,
moved
I
by
do.
a bagpipe.
I
Yeah.
really do. And
Me
it's
too.
interesting.
Yeah.
Like I have some Scottish and some Irish. That's complicated, but I have it in my origin, in my background, and I don't know why. But anytime I've ever heard the bagpipes, I've been drawn to them. And I just for whatever reason, and you hear them at different ceremonies and stuff, right? And
Yeah.
Usually,
Most
usually
funeral. It
deaths.
reminds me of funerals. Yeah.
Yeah.
It reminds me of funerals when I hear the bagpipes.
Yeah, and
'Cause it's got,
unfortunately,
some of that sad tones to it, and
Yeah,
that
big
can
time.
hit you hard, right? in the
You get a lot of
feels like
funeral.
the
You get a lot of
bagpipes.
funeral requests, like to appear at funerals for stuff like that.
I
And what do you
played-
charge for a funeral? Yeah.
I charge. It's hard for me to charge, but I do charge. For me, if it's local, like I only have to drive like within 20 minutes. About $150 to get dressed up in the thing and bring the bagpipes. Plus mileage after that if I had to go to travel.
Mhm.
so
Do you-
before I
do
got
you
into
feel-
radio,
So, hang on, quick question. How do you feel collecting at funerals. Like playing funerals would be weird.
Well-
How do you feel going up to someone going, I kind of need the $150 now? Like, is that tough?
Hang on, I got one recently, and I'll show you the card that they gave me if I can find it here.
Thanks for charging us, asshole. Our dad just died. We thought you'd do it for free. Is that what the card says?
I can't find it. No, it was quite lovely. They made a custom card, like it was a handmade card.
Yeah,
It
That's
was very
fantastic.
Sweet.
So
Did you send
I
after you got the card? Did you send him an email saying that's great? Can I get the tax deductible receipt too? If you could just send that to me.
No.
That'd be-
No, they paid in cash, so we didn't.
Oh, okay.
We don't need to involve tax nothing.
Super. There you go.
Sorry, Locke. Go ahead. What were you going to say, Locke?
So years ago, before I got into radio and I was in radio school, I worked at the Pan Pacific Hotel in Vancouver, and I did the room service, and I worked overnights. Like I would go to radio school during the day, go home, have sleep 4 or 5 hours, go to work, and work overnights. And they did lots of functions at the Pan Pacific Hotel, and one of the functions that they did was they gave a bunch of rooms to the police every year, and they had like a big policeman's ball or something. And there was seven guys that were in the bagpipe group, like, and they were also police officers.
Yeah.
And they got put in one room, and they fucking party. I mean, this is a hard partying group, and they were up in the middle of the night playing their bagpipes in their suite, and this is
wasted.
Yeah.
And security kept having to go up there, but you could fucking hear the pipes downstairs. They were so fucking loud, and there was like 7 of them just hammered, giving her. And every year they would fucking give these cops that like free, like comp all their rooms and everything like that, and we'd end up with all these complaints. And how do you deal with cops, right?
Yeah.
And in the middle of the night, the security guy comes down and he warns me. He goes, they're probably going to order food and they're out of hand, but we want to feed them because we're thinking it'll sober them up and maybe they'll go to sleep. So can you start preparing some meals for these guys? So they're put together all these meals, and I go up there and the suite, the door to the suite is like, it's the end of the building. Everybody's seen pictures of the Pan Pacific on the water, right?
Yeah.
And the building is round on this side, and the suites are all on the end. So you got to walk to the end of the hallway, and then there's a 15, 20-foot hallway entrance to the suite, and then you come out into this main room, and it's gorgeous rooms, all windows. There's couches and all this furniture. And I already know these guys are fucking drunk as shit. Security's been up there numerous times. It's 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. I knock on the door. This guy comes to the door, and he's like, who's here? And they're just shittered. So I'm walking into the room, and I'm like head down. I'm trying to get the order, like out on the table, put the burgers and everything out, fries, wings, everything out, and I'm going to get the fuck out of there, right? There's no charge. This has been comped. They're trying to sober these assholes up. I literally push the table out into the main room, and I pull the sides of the table up, and I hear a noise out of from the side of the building, or from the side of the room, and I look over, and this fucking guy is running full steam at me. He's got flaming red hair. He's wearing his whole fucking bagpiper's getup, and he fucking leaves his feet. I swear to God, this guy's 250, 260 pounds. And he jumps and he hits me right in the chest, catches me. We go flying through the room.
Wow.
And I go over the couch. Like literally everyone, I can hear all the guys laughing. He grabs me, picks me up, and I'm not a small fucking man. Picks me up, puts me on my feet, and he looks at me with shock, and he goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, man. I thought you were somebody else." Gives me a $50 bill and goes, "Get the fuck out of here. We'll take care of the food ourselves."
That's so funny.
And I don't know why. I just remember that. I haven't talked about that in years, man. That guy
Well,
caught
pipers
me,
are
like,
drinkers, dude, right? Like those, like if you go on a Highland Park, like think about how much beer gets consumed at the Highland Games.
The beer tent was insane. So there's pictures of the beer tent at Coburg from when I was there for the Highland Games, and every single photo, I'm double fisting beers. Every single picture, I'm double fisting because the lineup was so long. And even the people who are working at the beer tent, and again, the beer tent people aren't the Highland Games or the bagpipe people. They're just there for the Highland Games because there's other things there, right? The food trucks, they were just part of the services. They had no idea they were going to get slammed.
Sheep fucking contests. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of those.
Yeah.
Log hurdles.
The cable
hurling.
Yeah. They had no idea that they were going to get rammed as soon as the Pipers
Leprechaun chasing.
Oh yeah, the leprechaun
log in their
dating.
hand like this.
Yeah, no, they don't do that.
Throw it.
It's called the log throwing. It's called log tossing or something. I think.
The
it's
caber
called.
toss. But anyways, they had no idea they were going to.
What was the sheep fucking tent like? Was it weird?
It was. They didn't have animals at this point. Thank God.
No, thank God.
No, the animals. Man, one time there was like a giant Highland cattle went running through a band playing. Like you saw that video of us in a circle playing for the judges. A big fucking thing comes running through and like knocks somebody over. Like there's one of the big cabers, one of the big logs, like back in the 90s, went into like grandstands and like crushed a child or something. I can't remember.
Why am I laughing at that? That's terrible.
I like it when people get hurt.
I do too.
Hilarious.
So I do want to get going here, but I do have to ask you because it's weed harvesting season here too, and I know that you're like this is one of the reasons why James isn't here today. This is him. He's harvesting his weed. He said that's
only
the top,
4 plants.
He said this is the top of the plant. This is the top of one of his plants. This is one, the top of one. He said they were 8 to 9
per pot.
I think it was a fucking unbelievable year out west. I think it was a huge year too here. I don't know, but
pandemic,
Chris has lots of experience. Yeah, everybody was fucking.
No, but he grows this shit outside, guys. Like
but it's
he
outdoor
just has this
season
in the backyard. Right next to the kids' swing set.
Yeah, I know. And the kiddie pool. That's where he's got the other 40.
Yeah.
He's like, we're allowed 4, but I planted 700. That's what he said.
It's only 4 plants.
Well, he lives in the middle of nowhere.
Dude, yeah.
But Chris's dad or his father-in-law, right? I think your wife's dad.
Only 4 plants.
He's one of those guys.
Correct? He's got 4 plants.
Yeah, yeah, right. They all got 4 plants. No one's looking for him if you've got a couple hundred. Who gives a shit, right? But this is like everybody I know, and I know a lot of people that grow this stuff, including my son, who's 21. He sent me a picture the other day. He's like, look at this. His entire room, he's got strings going across the room, and he's drying out these buds. And I'm like, that's fucking unbelievable. Good for you. Do you know what the strain is? He goes, no idea. But like he's now part of all these little communities where it's like literally outdoor weed harvesting season and everybody's going fucking crazy, right?
Yeah, it's harvest time. I just got a bunch of pics from my father-in-law too. So this is from last year's harvest. Like I have 2 more jars of like this full of weed. And this is
only 4 plants. I love how he had enough to give fucking Big Chris 4 jars.
For Christmas. Well, he's got to get it done before Christmas. That's the only Christmas gift he ever gives is 4 giant jars of weed, right? So
and it lasts you all year.
Well, no, because then he tops me up at like Christmas, and then my birthday, or at my first of Christmas, then my birthday, and then
New Year's, Easter.
Every time we're down for a long weekend.
So what's the process like? Because I know what indoor, like you can kind of create any scenario to grow any plant when you're doing indoor growing, but outdoor growing, like this is a big fucking thing right now. Everybody's harvesting, but like it is the process as cool as it looks. Like I'm these pictures of James. He's got a sweater on. He's outside. He's harvesting his plant. He's having a great time. Like, is this a family event for you and everybody when you go out to see the father? Is you guys like apple picking? Only it's weed. Is that what this is?
See Grandpa, kids. Get in the car.
Nana helps out. So Nana,
grab your best weed cutting clothes.
No, seriously.
No,
Nana. Go ahead. Tell us.
Yeah, she helps trim. Yeah. She lives in the granny suite next door. And then for Christmas, we got her. My wife and I, we got her special gloves and a special trimmer for it, like as a gift, like because she's busy. So yeah, she helps do all the trimming and stuff. So I texted.
How old is Nana?
She's busy.
She's 85, I think.
She's trimming weed all like a sweatshop inside the house. I'll do it. Go ahead. Yeah, sorry.
I gotta do something to pay the rent.
Yes. Yeah, that's the labor.
You don't get fed till you cut 4 plants, Grandma.
Yeah, that's how she pays for her granny suite off the side, the rent on it. But I texted Brad.
Looks like Big Chris is rolling one right now. Actually,
No, I'm reading.
No,
I'm reading a text. So I asked him, like, what does he do exactly? He says, well, what I do is cut off the branches to a manageable length, cut off the big sugar leaves first, then the smaller ones, finishing off with a manicure around the buds. Then what I do, but a lot of others don't, is clean them with a solution of water, lemon juice, and baking soda. Then I rinse them in clean water. This rids the plant of any small bugs or dirt or dust. Then I hang them up until the buds easily come to stalk when pulled. After the buds are removed from the stalks, then they go into the mason jars to cure, and then open them every couple of days to let the fresh air in for a couple of weeks. This cures them. They stay in the jars until they are ready to consume. And then he texted me. Then he texted me a ton of weed porn of all the pictures of his stuff hanging up in the garage with like fans and all the junk that he's got going on there. As I'm drying them, I usually put fans on them to circulate the air.
So he goes fucking full on. Like he's got fans
He's a
for
scientist of weed.
Yeah, but he grows for the entire year, and he's probably one of those dudes that like grows not just for him, but he grows for like you, 10 friends, brothers, cousins, sisters. Like these guys take these are the kind of guy, like we all say, oh, degenerate pot growers. No. These guys take it fucking seriously. Like outdoor season and harvest season. Oh, it's unbelievable.
It's
what they're doing now. They've got it down to a science.
Sorry, Chris.
The last couple of jars here have been not as good as the first few jars. I guess, like I get there's different. He has different strains and different years, and they're not labeled correctly, so I'm not quite sure. So I never really know what I'm going to get. But like, yeah, some of it is really quite good.
Shocker. Shocker that they're all labeled incorrectly.
Yeah.
Because your father-in-law was out just blazing dubs, going, I don't know what this is, but I'm fucked. So I'll just put. It's the fucked strain.
The other night we did a 3-hour podcast during the what was it called again?
Dean's election show super special. Election night super special show. Yep.
And during that podcast, James DiFiore, who is a co-host on the Dean Blundell podcast that we do daily here at about 3-ish Eastern, 1:00 Mountain Standard Time.
Thank you. Thank you, Lon.
He crushed up 6 grams of shrooms and then ate it with peanut butter. And then by the end of the pod was fucking twisted. And he comments on the weed that he's been growing as really good weed. Like there's guys out there that can grow some like seriously potent shit.
That's him.
Yeah.
Like look at the fucking size
of
this
his
thing.
little yellow glove.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it?
Well,
his wife let him borrow it.
I've seen plants at that point. It's sticky, right? Like,
yeah. The resin on the plant, like the actual active ingredient in the THC, is that little crystal that you see on the plant, right? And it is if it's got a lot of THC in it, like if it's a potent fucker, it's gummy. Like you can literally go like this, like it's like a booger. You know the wet booger that you pull out that's got the strings to it. It's like that when you separate your hands. It looks like a bunch of wet boogers that are getting pulled apart. And then that's when you know that you have to smoke that. So you dry it out a little faster in the oven for a couple hours at 90 degrees. No big deal.
I wish I could grow Budweiser. Save me a lot of money.
And some Arby's too, eh, Locke?
These are my Arby plants in the back. Bonzi, you're on to something.
Anyway, boys, that's it for us. Are you guys good?
That was fun.
Yeah.
Anything you want to add? Anything you want to take away?
Shameless plug. Go ahead, Bonzi. Yeah, Bonzi Live tonight. I filmed the crazy. We got up early this morning, went and did film this crazy bit with some police dogs. And I did it high as balls. I had to be. I was sweating. I was like, holy shit. Because if you see these things bouncing around in their cages, they're like,
you know what I thought that was? I didn't know what that was. Now that I'm glad, I thought you were trying to make fun of James. Like it looked like some sort of. You look like
no,
like a little person.
We'll put
because the suit's so big.
I'm gonna edit. Yeah, I'm gonna edit the full video. It'll be on Bonzi Live tonight. Brad Hopper is a guest. I'm looking forward to talking to him. So we'll see you tonight on Bonzi Live and Tripping with Bonzi. Yeah.
All right. Tripping with Bonzi on YouTube. Tripping with Bonzi on YouTube. Go ahead, Chris.
Plug my shit too. Yeah, Big Chris Live.
Yeah.
Tomorrow night, we're going to talk to retired Member of Parliament Alex Nuttall from here in Barrie. Going to wrap on, the election of it all.
Great name.
Old Nuttall.
Nuttall, yeah. Old man Nuttall.
Fucking great handle.
Yeah, it's not a handle. I don't know why he went into politics and didn't become a porn star with a name like that, really.
I'd love that
Yeah.
name for Twitter.
That's that's tomorrow
Not
night.
all.
9:00 here on the Dean Blundell Network.
All right. No, I'll look forward to it. Alex Nuttall.
Yeah.
Fucking
And
great. Sounds like he's a ton of fun.
for those who enjoyed the bagpipe chat too, I'm going to have upcoming episode with about Celtic music and punk rock with Finney McConnell from the Mahones and another guy named Johnny
Oh,
Rowe.
fuck off. Awesome. Good for you.
Oh,
man.
dude.
That's awesome.
If
Hey,
you haven't
tag me on that.
listened to the Big Chris podcast, Big Chris Live, he had Ashley McIsaac on there last year too.
Last season.
Doing the whole fucking thing.
he
Yeah,
sober?
it was
No, he was smoking doobs. He blew some wicked like plumes, and then like huge plumes with these doobs that he was smoking while he was on with me. It was great.
He's nuts, eh? Like he's not drinking anymore, right?
I don't know. I can't.
I think he's off the booze and he's hard on the weed.
He's hard on the
That's
weed.
what
Yeah.
I don't know if that guy should drink anymore. He's kind of like Brad Roberts from Crash Test Dummies.
Yeah.
Probably shouldn't drink. Some say that about
You.
me.
Past judgment. I was going to say.
I live with
yeah.
says it all the time.
No.
Yeah, but dude, you're downstairs now.
She's
You're
upset.
downstairs. You're
She's
downstairs.
upstairs. She made me muffins.
She wants you to keep drinking. She does. You have life insurance, don't you? You do.
That's the only way I'm going to leave her any money, if we're being honest.
Thank you very much, Glenn Cross, 95.7
We got
Cruise
to make it look
FM.
like an accident.
You'll be able to see him and listen to him if you go to 95.7 Cruise FM, their website. Streams every day, every single morning. Host of the Locker Room. Find him on Twitter at Lachlan Cross as well. That is Big Chris from the Big Chris Live podcast. At Big Chris Radio. Download his podcast wherever you get your fine podcast, or go to DeanBlundell.com and you can check it out there in the podcast section. Really appreciate you stepping in today and having some fun with us. Thanks so much. And
Hey,
congrats
Chris,
on the
good to
4
see you
gold
again,
medals,
brother.
dude. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, fucking
Really,
congrats.
really awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
way to go, bro. Knox.
Yeah.
And there's Bonzi, Bonzarelli. Here you go. I'm giving you some props too.
Fucking
There you go, buddy.
machine.
Your little
Bonzi.
props. Hold your fist up there, little Bonzi. Congratulations on
You
shaving
look
your
good,
head.
buddy. You look good.
So incredible.
Thanks,
So
pal.
incredible that you don't look like someone who's not allowed 20 meters around a school. No, it's really incredible.
Hi,
Yeah.
ma'am. I just
No, it
moved
feels
into the
great.
neighborhood, and I'm not allowed
He
out
said I
after
gotta tell
I'm
dark.
obligated. I'm obligated to let you know.
But Bonzi Live Tonight podcast, you can check it out as well. That is at 9 o'clock right here at DeanBlundell.com. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Great to see you all.
See you, gang.
Thanks, Dinner.
A lot of fun.
Boys,
All right.
nice to see you.
There you go. Lachlan, peace out. That is Bonzi, peace out. And that is our friend Chris Biggs. Peace out. That's it for us. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks so much. Really appreciate it. Tara, MK, Wade, Leanne, Jameis, Kaylee, Stony, Rob, Bill, Samuel, Jeff, Clay, everybody. I mean, everybody. I can't get to everybody, but everybody. Thank you very much for spending time with us today. We really appreciate it. Would do us a huge favor too, and go and if you haven't downloaded our podcast, go and download it from iTunes. You can get it from Spotify, iHeartRadio as well. And please, if you can, sign up at DeanBlundell.com for our newsletter. The way you can get your free stuff, and we'll send you things, and you can do it all a la carte. We don't ever ask people for things, but it'd be great if you could do that. And make sure you like and subscribe at YouTube as well. And don't forget about Twitch TV, Dean Blundell Show, Twitch TV. Download Twitch. Get us on Twitch. You can see our channel there and all the other stuff. We're busy with that now, too. We've got our sights set on dominating Twitch now that we're dominating everything else. I don't even know what that means. All I know is that we're kind of everywhere. You can get us on Facebook as well, Dean Blundell Show. You can find us there, DeanBlundell.com. Thanks to our friends at Easy Auto Financial. Again, the best company to get financing from if you're looking for a vehicle. Super easy to do. Go to easyautofinancial.ca and sign up. No obligation either. Doesn't cost you a dime. They get you financing, then send you to find the car that you want from the dealer that you want to do business with. They connect all the dots, turnkey, easyautofinancial.ca. Check them out today. Also, big thanks to our friends at Blue Microphones. Blue Microphones are the official equipment sponsor of DeanBlundell.com and the entire network. We use Logitech cameras because they are a Logitech group of companies, and everything else is Blue, baby. We use these Blue MoFi headphones, the best in the business, literally. unbelievable sound, Grammy Award winning. If you don't have them, they are durable, they are easy to use, and they have never once cacked out on me. And I've had them for a couple of years. Incredible. Same thing with this XLR mic. It's the Blue Yeti X. You can just pump it into your computer because they do the USB mics as well. They've got everything. Check out their full offering for your podcaster, gamer, streamer. They will take care of all your podcast, gaming, streaming equipment needs. Oh, fuck, the Jays are down 6-0. God damn it. Anyway, go to bluemicrophones.com. Jays are playing a day game. Took one from the Rays yesterday. Dropped the first match, and this is the rubber, and they're getting fucking pounded again. Drives me crazy. It's a bullpen day, though, so no big deal. Sorry to insert that. Here we are again. Also want to thank our friends at Ed's Fine Imports. He makes great gits. You can buy them from him. Guys, these are great. They're unbelievable. We use them all the time. Wear them, give them to our guests as well. Ed's Fine Imports has Gitch, luxury branded underwear, pouch in the front, boxer briefs, never been more comfortable. Go to edsfineimports.com. Order them today. Use promo code Gitch and then the number 3. Gitch and then the number 3. James still hasn't found his underwear. That's okay. He appeared in the podcast with his pot today, so that was good. That's it. Have a great day. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to sign up and follow us wherever you can. YouTube, Twitch, Spotify, iTunes. It's not iTunes anymore. It's Apple Podcasts, isn't it? Who cares? But we'd love for you to call, comment, follow us wherever we are. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks for being part of what we do. We'll see you later. Bye.
Minus 1 minute. Seven, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Let's start right out. Hey, what happened?